Go
on the Coyoteman Show Network
with Paige Stout and her two co-hosts, Jay Najee and Ron.
Let's get started.
Hello. Welcome to another lovely week. I hope everybody had a wonderful weekend and a good Easter. How was it?
Well, I went up to Rhode Island for the week, and I didn't know if it was Easter or Christmas because it snowed in Rhode Island on Easter.
Snowed.
I didn't know if I was waiting for the Easter Bunny or Santa Claus.
The Easter Bunny was just trying to hide.
Yeah,
that's it.
He was doing a good job of it. He was doing a good job, and the temperature. Oh my gosh, I feel sorry if that's what they go through all the time. It never really got above 40. I was cold the whole time I was there. I left here, it was 80. I got down there, it was half the temperature.
When I think of an island, I think of warmth. So that is a complete opposite of what I would expect and want. How about you? Do you want cold islands or warm islands?
I grew up in warm places, so I like cold.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I hate the cold.
I like to dress in coats and suits and all that, so...
I am a shorts and t-shirt guy.
I like the cold, yeah.
I mean, I like the snow. It's beautiful, but I don't think it should be under 65 unless it's snowing, because then there's a purpose for the cold. You know what I mean? At least it's snowing, it's pretty, it can be cold. But if it's not snowing, I don't think it should be that cold. I think I should just be at the beach or enjoying the sun or something versus just freezing for no reason. That's my opinion.
But I don't like this. I don't like to be in the heat.
Well,
I don't like the sun.
How many years were you forced, I guess, to be in the heat?
Before I came up here?
Yeah.
I was 19 when I left home.
Okay, so that's...
And I'm 67 now, so it's a long time.
So, see, that's the thing. My whole life, I grew up with all the seasons. So I'm used to, warm, cold, so I'm kind of like...
See, back home, we got two seasons. Rainy season and dry season.
And is it still hot no matter what?
When it rains, to us, it will get cold. But somebody that lives up here, it gets wet, and it rains for days. Yeah, it rains for days.
See, that's the thing. I mean, I can deal with rain as long as if it's a warm day, it can be cold rain. Or if it's a cold day, it can be warm rain. I don't want the cold day and the cold rain, the warm day and the warm rain. It just doesn't match up.
Sometimes it's warm rain.
Yeah. But what is the lowest temperature from where you're from?
Oh, man,
does it get under, you know what I mean? What is the average?
When it's 60 degrees, it's cold to us.
I wish. I wish that was a cold temperature.
It's cold to us when it's 60 degrees.
I'm still in shorts and a sweatshirt or sometimes even shorts and a t-shirt.
Oh, no. We get up in the morning and be, with our clothes wrapped around us and we shivering, sit around a fireplace. Outdoors, not indoor fireplace. Who needs an indoor fireplace?
Yeah, you guys don't.
Your fireplace
we do.
outside.
But I love sitting by a warm fire at, the night, I guess, when it's starting to get, or in the morning when the temperature is... needed.
Right.
I love it. I really enjoy it. But, so, we got a couple of new things to talk about. We never got to a couple of things that we were supposed to talk about last week. You said you watched Wonder?
Wonder. Oh, my gosh. It was a very true, inspiring movie. Owen Wilson and Julia Roberts played the parents. And they had this little boy whose face was, how do you delicately put, not so pretty.
He was born with a couple, what was it?
It looked like he was in a fire.
Okay.
But he was born that way. And when they started sending the kid to school, of course, the kids started reacting to him being in a room. They would tease him and make jokes about his face. And, I guess when you're young like that, if you're the ones telling the jokes, everybody thinks it's kind of funny. But if you're the recipient of the jokes, it's not so funny.
Yeah.
And the kid in the movie was very inspiring. He he took life as it came, and there's a couple of parts in the movie, especially this one bully kid who kept picking on him. There was a beautiful scene where he's being suspended by the principal, and then the conversation that took place between the principal and the bully. At the end of it, it really made you appreciate that just because you're not so good looking doesn't mean you don't belong in the group. And sometimes I think we all get kind of caught up in that. You know, you see something. I mean, I'm no angel with this one because I tease my sister-in-law all the time because she's 300 plus pounds at 5'1". But, you know, when I do it, it's all in fun. And I
bet she
I'm sure she doesn't think that.
Yeah,
right.
She probably
So,
does not.
and unfortunately, it's the life I lead now as a comic. I tell a lot of fat jokes, and those who are easily offended, you know, I guess they just need to tune me out because jokes are jokes, and you just got to kind of roll with it.
I think somebody's here.
I think Jay is here and loud as hell.
He's beyond loud.
Well, yeah. I think that's him from afar.
Very far.
Yeah.
So you have a guest sitting next to you. Why don't we find out a little bit about him?
And it's one of my favorite people.
Oh, thank you.
He's usually backstage, but we got to give him credit to come out up front.
All right,
So
thank
let's
you.
hear about you.
My name is Kojo Aqua. I'm from Ghana, West Africa, the little wonder. We're a small country, but we're good.
And you left there when you were what age?
I was 19.
19.
Yeah.
And came to the U.S.
No, I went to Canada first. I played soccer in Canada.
Soccer?
For 11. Yeah.
How
I
long,
could still play.
how long did you play soccer for?
How long? 4 years. I played soccer in Calgary, and then I moved to Toronto. Played soccer in Toronto.
Oh, one of my best friends is from Toronto. Actually.
T.O. Yeah, that's a big T.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The,
I love Toronto. Yeah.
Actually, the last time I went on a big trip, that's one of the people
To
I
Toronto?
went with. Well, she was with me, but I didn't go to Toronto. I want to go back there soon. I've never
Oh,
been.
you should. It's
went to.
beautiful.
Soccer.
Yeah.
I played soccer all the way through high school until my senior year. First game of my senior year, first game right off the bat, we came out to play, and I slid to get the ball, and someone had broken a bottle on the field.
Mm-hmm.
And I found the bottle, and I have a permanent scar on my knee that goes all the way across my leg where I hit that piece of glass. And I went to get back up, and there was no getting up. They had to stretcher me off the field and ambulance me to the hospital, and I was done for the season.
Mm-hmm.
Soccer was over.
Oh, wow.
What year was that?
For me, 1978.
I mean, what like
My
going-
senior year.
Oh, that sucks. Oh
My
my
senior
God.
year.
I would have been so sad.
The
if I
only
couldn't play sports.
upside of all that was I couldn't get around so well, and I was on crutches.
Mm-hmm.
And my principal worked it out because I was a athletic superstar in the school. It worked out that when I had to leave to go to the next class, I got to leave like 5 to 10 minutes before everybody else. I wouldn't get trampled in the hallway.
Right.
And because I was on crutches, whatever cheerleader was in my class got to carry my books to my next class. So she also got out 5 to 10 minutes early
Okay.
to help me
Okay.
take my books to my next class.
Okay.
I remember some people getting lucky like that. Well, I don't know if you call it lucky, but getting the escorts because they were hurt from class to class.
Well, soccer was my life, really, back home. Yeah, everybody plays soccer. Just like here, you go in any neighborhood, you got playing, people playing basketball and all that. It's like, that's how it was back home with soccer. Every corner, every street. If you can
How old
Figure-
were you when you started back at home?
playing soccer,
Yeah.
Probably like from the
Do you remember?
from a
like
little
almost out of the
kid.
womb.
Yeah.
A little kid. I went
that's
to when I went to boarding school because I could play soccer. I was that good. I'm not bragging, but I'm that
Because you were
good.
that good, you went to that
And
school.
ping
Not-
pong.
Not because you were that bad, like you weren't a bad kid. That's why you went to boarding school. You were.
That too.
So it was a combination. You were so
Yeah,
good at
I was
soccer, and you were so
so
bad
bad.
at being a kid.
Right. So
It is.
You know, but it helped me because I didn't have to pay nothing to go to school.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
because
you
of
did it on
soccer.
so you did it on purpose, huh?
As a kid, I didn't know I was doing it on purpose. I was just being me.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, soccer is the, say what you want, but soccer is the #1 sport in the world.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
More people in the world watch the soccer championships than
Right.
they do the Super Bowl or the
Oh,
World
yeah.
Series. Because certain people, baseball, let's face it, baseball is pretty much an American sport.
Right.
Football, now depending on where you live,
Yeah.
football in the U.S. is what we watch on Sunday.
On Sundays, yes.
Football in Europe and Africa,
And Africa,
is soccer.
it's soccer. Yeah. And
And
I
it
played
makes sense because how often do you really, except for the field goal kicker, how often do you really use your feet,
your feet.
in,
Yeah,
so-
it's
in
true.
football?
Yeah.
But yet they call it football, but you use your hands 98% of the
Right.
time.
Right.
Yeah.
And I play most of my soccer with bare feet.
Really?
No cleats, nothing. You can't afford it.
Oh, well.
And we didn't think about it because you
It was
just
your way of life.
You just having fun, way of life. You having fun. So you didn't, I had a lot of scars from playing soccer, falling down, getting cut, all that. But it was all fun.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, I used to watch my brother play soccer all the time and my best friend play soccer all the time, but I never really played. I played lacrosse and field hockey.
As I
but-
say now, lacrosse. Now me, I marvel in the sports that I don't know anything about. And when I met this beautiful young lady right here, she was playing lacrosse.
Really?
And then she went off to college to play it. And she was
Okay,
on her college
okay.
team. And I went up to visit her school to watch
Probably
her
was
in
like
games.
6 months without seeing me. 6 months probably, I would say, because it was about I left for fall and then it was about spring. It was like one of our first 2 games that he came up and watched.
Yep, and I came up and watched her play, and she was a terror. She was the only one, as far as I'm concerned, she was the only one on the team who looked like they actually knew what they were doing, because she would get all the way down to the goal, but her coach told her she had to pass the ball. And when she would pass it, the other players would drop it, and they would go the other way.
Right.
That was one
They
thing.
would've
that
just
made me
let her
so
shoot.
frustrated.
If they would have just let you shoot, we might have had a chance of winning.
That's what made me so frustrated. They were like, they would literally yell at me for getting the ball from like the defense to the offense side. They would like yell at me like, you need to pass it. And then if it was in the middle of the game and I would try to pass it, like more than half the time, the ball would get dropped or like lost. So I'm like, I'm gonna make it at least to where I can, and
Right.
at least hopefully one of the midfielders know to stay back.
Right.
And sometimes we would get called because offsides, or I would get yelled out because you weren't supposed to go that far. And then, but I mean, it was awesome. It was a great experience. I
Yeah.
definitely enjoyed playing lacrosse, and I miss it so much.
I watch it. I watch lacrosse every now and then.
Really?
Yeah, I watch it. Like John Hopkins University playing against Maryland. I watch anything that involves running, staying fit.
Yeah.
I love it.
Thank you.
Thank you for your
Thank
service,
you so
sir.
much. You see, that's an amazing man too. That's behind the scenes.
Taking my spot.
You see, he just wanted to get credit too because he was jealous of you. He was jealous of you today.
Yeah, yeah. But I left Calgary to Toronto to play soccer because I had a frostbite in Calgary. Yeah. You want to see my fingers?
Oh man.
Oh, yeah?
That's from frostbite. Yeah. They had to re-break all my knuckles
Wait, why? I thought it
because
only
it
got
was
like
that
60.
bad.
I thought it only got like 60 degrees. It got,
In Calgary?
oh,
Calgary?
Okay.
No,
I'm talking about Calgary, Canada.
Calgary, yeah,
I was like,
cold.
oh no.
No, no.
Oh my
Calgary was
goodness.
cold.
So you said they had to
that
re-break
really
your
hurt.
fingers?
Say it again.
What did they have to use? Okay, retell me what.
They had to re-break all my knuckles because I had killed all the nerves in my hands.
Was that because you were playing soccer?
No, we went on this ski trip. I never skied before. I went to this church. I was in this church, and they organized a ski trip. I didn't know what skiing was. The first time I saw snow was in Calgary. I just stood outside and let the snow fall in my mouth and took a picture, sent it home and all that. So when they were going on a ski trip, I was excited. I heard about skiing and snow and all that. So the cable car.
Have you seen snow before that, or was this you were just going skiing
No.
and you never seen snow either?
Well, I saw snow before I went skiing.
Okay.
Right. But when the cable that was taking us across to the hills, the slopes, right, it broke. so we fell. You know.
Oh.
Like
yeah,
you-
we fell. So the whole cable,
like a movie, like you see you're going and you just like your whole thing
yes,
just dropped.
the cable broke. So we fell in it about maybe like 20 feet of snow, 10 feet maybe. Yeah, so we were stuck in there for a long time.
God.
When they got us up, the helicopters came to pick us up. That's 1978.
I graduated high school that year.
Yeah, 1978.
Oh my God.
By the time they got there, I was like,
Were you like dressed for the warmth, or were you didn't know
I
yet?
did. I
Did you
did
have
have a little.
gloves?
No,
No, you
no,
weren't prepared.
no, I wasn't prepared. So I didn't know. But the guys told me, look, coach, you need this, you need that. You know, I thought I was going to be able to handle it, right? So when that happened, when they pulled us out, you know, 2 people died. Yes,
From the cold?
from being
stuck in the
stuck
snow.
in the snow. You know, from
But weren't you were in the cart, right? Like when
yeah,
you dropped?
yeah,
Oh my God.
yeah. So
How long were you guys in the cart before people saved you?
I don't even know. So, could be
Hours?
half an hour, hour and a half,
Oh
2
my-
hours maybe, because the
Yeah, but
helicopter
an hour and a
came
half
pulled us
was
in.
in that was probably like being there all day.
Yes,
Especially if you're not used to it.
and I wasn't used to it. You know, so when they found me, all my hands were crunched up like that. My face was swollen. My ears were standing up.
You didn't have a hat or nothing.
No.
Nothing, just a jacket and just snow
Jacket and yeah,
Oh my God.
you know. So they had to pull all my nails out because my fingers were so swollen that they had to put little chunks of pieces of wood right in between my fingers. I couldn't put them together.
Oh my
You know, and they had to pull all my fingernails out. I was hanging in the hospital bed like that so it could drain all my
Wow.
face. This face you see, it's new. My skin is new. My face was like like an albino.
Oh my
So I had to wear this mask for about 3 months because the sun was bad for, you know,
yeah,
how
yeah.
my skin, yes.
Like
Because your
burn?
face was
Mhm.
super
Well,
sensitive.
I was burnt.
It was like snow burn, but
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my
You see my
God.
nose? It's lighter than the rest of my face. All my face was burnt. They had to pull all the skin out.
Huh.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, they pull all the skin off.
Have you ever
and-
had frostbite?
No.
It's-
I mean,
it's-
I'm like, when I go out and I'm like snow,
Cold is
like
a difference.
sledding or something,
Right,
I'm like,
but-
oh, I'm freezing, I got frostbite. But like,
No.
no, never, no.
This is- this-
like, I
this-
don't even want to imagine. I think I'm like
That's-
shivering for 5 minutes and I'm like, I got frostbite. No.
That's the most pain I've ever experienced.
You know, and the problem with frostbite,
Mm-hmm.
and I know because I've suffered from it once. The problem with frostbite is every time it gets cold out, the area that was frostbitten
Yes.
is super sensitive now
Yes,
all
yes.
the time.
When it gets cold, when I'm outside, you know, I have to make sure that I'm wrapped up in the gloves or something. But I'm used to that.
Because when I was in the
Now.
military,
Mm-hmm.
when I was in the military,
No.
my first overseas trip in the military was
Mm-hmm.
stationed in Germany.
Okay.
And my gosh, during winter in Germany, it's like 0 is warm.
That's warm.
0
My
is
brother
warm.
lives there, so I know.
It is cold there. And when we went on our first trip in the back of a deuce and a half
Mm-hmm.
out to the woods, they warned us, do not go to sleep in the deuce and a half because the deuce and a half was
What's a deuce and a
metal,
half?
all metal. And I was sitting on a wooden stool and my feet were on the ground, on the base of the deuce and a half, which is all metal.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so cold,
Cold.
that the metal floor seeped all the way through the coldness, seeped all the way through my boot, the bottom of my boot,
Right.
and both of my feet were frostbitten to the point where I couldn't pull the
Yeah.
foot off of the metal floor. They had to come in with hot water
Yeah.
and pour it on my boots so that I could lift my boot off. And now,
Yeah.
because I suffered frostbite on both feet,
Yeah.
when it gets cold out, my feet hurt.
Hurt. Yeah. It feels like your feet are sitting on a block of ice.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
This is torturous. I know.
It's time for torture. We're going to a commercial break here. It sounds like.
It's Ron Jones. Let's hear.
Yo, we're talking about movies. There's
Okay.
one movie somebody was telling me about that they wanted me to go see. Was this new movie Constipated? But I hear they can't get it out. So, and we just had family time. Of course, family time for me always evolves around my sister-in-law. Everything evolves around my sister-in-law. And her husband told me, she is beautifully dark. He says the darker it is, the prettier she is.
Okay, that's good.
And she's complaining all the time that she's not fat. She says she's just easy to see.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's a lot to see.
You ain't kidding. I'll never forget the very first experience of picking her up at a mall one time. I had just started dating her sister, who eventually would become my wife. And the two sisters together worked in a place up in the mall. And my dad was with me, so we drove up. And as we drove up, just as we were pulling up in front of the mall, the two sisters, my wife to become and her sister, big as a truck, were out front. And the sister had dropped something on the floor. And she bent over to pick it up. And when she bent over, she was bending away from us. We were getting the backside view of what was going on. And she wore these black and white striped pants. When she bent over and all you saw was the back end, my dad looked up and said, "Ron, just add a tail," because it did look like a zebra bending over on the back.
Oh my goodness.
She's a big girl.
I see where you get your jokes from.
Oh,
You don't like big girls?
huh?
You don't like big girls?
I didn't say I don't like them.
Oh.
They're just easy to pick on. Well, no,
Why is that?
I shouldn't say that because I don't pick on all of them. I just pick on one.
Mm-hmm.
And if the rest of them take it offensively, well, it's because you know what? Everybody's beautiful. In fact, watch that movie Wonder, because the principal actually says something to the bully. Because he goes, the principal at the, when he's suspending the bully, the bully's always picking on the kid because of the way he looks, and he goes, we can't really change the way we look.
Right.
What we need to do is change the way we look at people.
That's very true.
That.
Yep.
Well, sadly, it looks like our Tuesday is done. So, thank you so much for coming out.
You're welcome. I thank you all for having me on your show.
We'll love to see you another time.
Thank you very much. I'll be ready.
Good. Go ahead, Ron.
Well, remember, the future of tomorrow are your children of today. I hope you all have a beautiful Easter. Bless all of you.
You're tuned into the Paige Perfect Review Show
On the Coyoteman Show Network.
with Paige Stout and her two co-hosts, Jay Najee and Ron.
Let's get started.
We